Terrifying moments for Miranda Neddeau and her husband as they relived the moments they had to swerve out of the path of a wrong-way driver.
I asked my fiance in the passenger seat, why does it look like someone is coming straight for us? And he was on his phone, and he just looks up and said, because there is, hurry up and get over.
In that moment, vigilance, saving their lives. But tragically, that was not the case for another driver. 44-year-old Joseph Rollins, the suspected drunk driver, causing this deadly crash along the 202 and Priest, killing 21-year-old Emma Huckleberry.
I feel horrible because I had looked over to him and said, someone's dying tonight, call 911 right now.
And that's what they did. Miranda says she and her husband both tried to dial 911 multiple times.
It was a automated recording, something about English and Spanish, and then if this is for a non-emergency in the Phoenix area, dial this number. And if it's for a non-emergency outside of Phoenix, dial this number.
And Miranda and her husband weren't the only ones. There's a post getting a lot of traction on social media where another driver says he too dodged the wrong-way driver and couldn't get through to a dispatcher, something Miranda says she's never experienced when calling for help in Phoenix.
If I was in a real-life situation where maybe I was being held hostage or something, I couldn't get a hold of anybody, and the person that got in this accident that night, it could have possibly been prevented or stopped.
I did some digging and found out the area where the crash happened borders Phoenix and Tempe. Phoenix police said its crews didn't get a call for service for this particular crash, and that if all dispatchers are on other calls at the same time, callers would be transferred to a hold message, which is given in Spanish and English. However, they said if 911 callers are in between cities, it will connect to whichever agency is closer, which in this case was Tempe. Tempe police told me its dispatch center doesn't have an automated recording that includes the word Phoenix, and they got one call for this crash, explaining that the operator immediately answered and transferred the call to DPS within 21 seconds.
And Phoenix police tells me that what those callers experienced had nothing to do with its brand new AI non-emergency system. Now, that system was created to help field and balance all of the 911 calls that come into the system. Now, Tempe police says that it's working with its dispatch unit to see if anything happened on their end. And then DPS tells me that they don't really have anything more to add to this particular situation. All they know is they get those calls dispatched out to them and they send out units to the scene. I'll keep on it and I'll let you know what I find out. Reporting in Phoenix tonight, I'm Stephanie Duprey for Arizona's Family.